effortless. From accurate pricing to closing deals, Nagraj Anaya is there every step of the way. Contact today. Visit nagrajhomes.com or call 858-880-4577 today. Nagraj Anaya, where selling your home meets excellence.
Hello, Bay Area. Welcome to the Real Estate Show, your go-to source for all things real estate in the Bay Area. Today, we are joined by two immigration attorneys from the Dugal Law Group. Ashima Dugal, the firm's founder, and Nusrat are here to share the expertise on the immigration aspects. And of course, I'm your Bay Area realtor. I'll be there to share you about the real estate. Today we are live on a Bali 92.3 and you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. We are live every Friday 6:30 p.m. and Sunday 12:30 p.m. Welcome Ashima and Nusrat. I'm great to have you both here today.
Hi Nagaraj, wonderful to be here.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Listeners, if you have any questions on the immigration or anything on the Bay Area real estate, you can give us a call. We are live on Bali 92.3. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. We discussed a lot, Ashima, we discussed a lot about the EB-1A from last 6 to 7 months. But EB-1A has its own pros and cons, which we already have discussed about. What are the other alternatives if somebody wants to get a green card in a less than a 15 months or a less than a year? What are the alternatives? What it is?
Yeah, one of the main ways that we see in our office is the EB-5 investment through a regional center. And it is a very fast process. Like you said, less than 15 months, you can get a green card.
Less than a 15 months. Listener, if you want to get your green card so fast, if you have any questions or if you have anything on the immigration, this is the show you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. Myself, Nagarajanaya, the Bay Area Realtor. I'm talking to today to Ashima and Nusrat all about the EB-5 because a lot of folks are interested. How does this EB-5 works, right? Like, so today's discussion is all about EB-5. So Nusrat, how does this EB-5 works all about? Can you give more information about EB-5?
Sure. So the basic premise of it is that you have to be an investor and you have to create U.S. jobs in order to qualify. There are a couple of different ways to do this, but there is something called the Regional Center Program, and it allows an individual to apply for a green card by making an $800,000 minimum investment, and you have to demonstrate that your funds for making the investment are lawful. So everything's been taxed properly. You can show how it was earned. If it was an inheritance, you have to trace those funds. And once you submit this package together to USCIS, you can submit the EB-5 portion, and then you can also submit a green card because this is one of the few categories right now where there is not a backlog for Indian investors.
So it's a dates. Listeners, you can give us a call. Myself, Bay Area Realtor Nagaraj Anaya, and I'm talking to Ashima and Nusrat. Over the callers, the first three callers will get a free email review from Ashima on anything on the immigration. If you want to get a free gifts card about to get a free email reviews, right? Like when you give us a call, our studio line, it's not about free reviews, all about if you have stuck something on the immigration and you are one of the guys like from last 10-15 years thinking about I get a green card, I get a green card, but you have a 3 million house or a 2 million house and you don't know, you're still stuck on your green card. What is the alternative? Guys, think about it. If you want to know about what it is all about and what we are talking about all today, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. We'll try to talk more about EB-5, how it works, because there's a lot of information on the web, but nothing is clear. So that's what we are trying to understand, how this really works. So Nusrat, like if you have a 800K and we can show us a potential investment, can the candidate qualify for a EB-5?
Yeah, so an $800,000 investment through the Regional Center Program means that you can qualify for the EB-5 visa. Now, regional centers can sponsor different kinds of investment projects. Oftentimes, they are, hotel development, hospitality, resorts. Sometimes it could be like a senior housing, something like that. And the investment has to be structured in a particular way. And you have to demonstrate that you're going to create 10 US jobs. There's usually a pretty robust business plan involved, demonstrating that the jobs will be created. So the regional center kind of develops their investment project to meet the requirements of the EB-5 program. And then you, as the investor, have to develop your side of your investment, which is showing the lawful source of funds. And that is what we would assist with.
But what is regional center all about? Most of them are the first time they might be hearing about what is regional center also, right? Can you give more information about what is regional center means?
Sure. So regional centers, are organizations that, they will sponsor EB-5 projects. They will pool investments from, EB-5 investors and perhaps other investors. And they will sponsor various projects
I
that.
think, Nusrat, one second. Let me give out the numbers if somebody is interested. Listeners, if you have any questions on the EB-5 or if anything on the immigration it is hurting you, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. Myself, Realtor Nagaraj Annaya, talking to Ashima and Nusrat on the EB-5. And the good thing about it is like whoever calls today, the first three callers will get a pre-email review from the Dugal Law Group. If they have any questions, they can basically it will be help from the Ashima and Nusrat. So
Yeah, if you just email us your resume, your questions, we'll let you know. Can you do an NIW? Can you do an EB1A? Can you do an O1? So please do call the first three callers. You get this free.
yeah, and I think see it is you are not only expert in the EB-5. We have discussed already. You are like helping out a lot of clients. My clients itself, right? You are helping them on a EB1A and even a O1 visas. I think a lot of things you are helping them because even the visitor visas, people who are stuck, sometimes you're helping them out. Listeners, you can give us a call. And so Nusrat, like this is like regional center is in a place basically where they set it up or what it is all about.
Yeah, so it's a business organization that helps set up these investments, that pools investments in order to sponsor these various projects that meet the requirements of the EB-5 program. And it's a great option for people who don't want to do a direct investment where you have to actively manage your investment. You
Okay.
have passive involvement. You make your investment, you get your reports as to how your investment is doing. You ensure that the U.S. jobs are created so that you can get that green card qualification. And it's really been established for a long time. There's a whole program from USCIS to establish the regional centers.
We have one caller. Let's take it. Welcome to the Real Estate Show. Myself, Nagarajan Nair. Your name, please.
Hello.
Yeah, your name, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, my name's Madan. I have a question for my nephew who's going through an immigration process. He's been on an H-1B for over 10 years, and I think his date is still far away. And so my question is whether you mentioned some ways of accelerating that with different visa types. How can you get an assessment for that?
That's a great question, Madan. I think Ashima can help you out on that. You need to set up a call with an Ashima. Ashima, go ahead.
Yeah, so if your nephew has been on an H-1B for 10 years, that's a long time. He's gained valuable experience. He's probably has some critical roles and original contributions in the field. So we can evaluate and see if he's eligible for an EB-1A, extraordinary ability, and he can transfer his I-140 priority date to EB-1A. EB-1A has a 3-year wait.
He only has a master's degree.
That's
should be
okay.
good.
And not a PhD. So
You don't need a
EB-1A,
PhD.
I thought you need a PhD for it.
No, you do not need a PhD. There are 10 criteria. You have to only meet 3. And none of those criteria is a PhD. So send me your
Anyway,
nephew's
how
resume.
can he contact you to get more info on other options?
Sure. My email is ashima@dugallaw.com. You can go to my website, dugallaw.com, Duggal law.com.
Yeah, Madan, I
Okay.
think one more good thing is watch out all about the EB-1A things what we had discussed earlier. It's all the videos available in my show, in my YouTube channel, Nagarajanaya. Watch out for it and subscribe for it, and you get a lot of insightful information about the EB-1.
I haven't watched any of those, but anyways, I
Yeah,
haven't
watch
seen
out
any
for
of those.
it.
But in any case, I will pass the info on to him, and hopefully he can contact Ashima. Is the name Ashima, Ashima?
Yes.
Yes. And also,
Right.
if your nephew has family, relatives, maybe he has some savings. What we're talking about today is EB-5, Regional Center, $800,000 investment. And you get a
Oh, that is a pretty hefty tax. Okay. All right. I will pass the info on to him and then let him decide what he wants to do.
Great.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
thank you.
Thanks for calling. So, Nusrat, we were, I think one more thing is like Ashima, we're talking more about EB-1A from the beginning. A lot of people still are not aware of the EB-1A. I think we can discuss more on the coming episodes so that listeners can more get aware about the EB-1A. And coming down to now the EB-5, right? Like, so 800K is a minimum is needed. Let me talk about the two scenarios. One of the client has recently bought a house, okay, and not recently, maybe they bought a 5 years back, and their house value, initially they bought it for 800K, but then now the house value has gone to a 2 million because they bought it in a greater location. So they have around 1.2 of a HELOC, home equity available. HELOC is nothing but a home equity line of credit. If they have that much, can they apply for an EB-5?
Absolutely. This is something great that happened in the last amendments to the law that happened in 2022. But HELOC can't be used and quite often is used. Now, what we have to do is go back to how the home was purchased, and that's quite a bit of where the heavy lift is in terms of the legal work, and trace all the funds. It can be a bit tedious, but yeah,
Mhm.
HELOC is a great option if you've got equity in your home.
Okay. Listeners, if you have any questions and you have bought a house few years back and you have a lot of equity sitting in, and if you want to understand how this, if it's connecting to you, how do I get my green card faster? You can give us a call. Myself, Nagarajan Nair, talking to Nusrat and Ashima. We're talking about a lot of the immigration stuffs today. And if you have any questions on the real estate also, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. So good thing is like you told, like that is one of the option. But if somebody is an investor, they want to buy an investment house for themselves, and they have already have a 1 million of a stocks, right? Can they buying an investment property for themselves? Can they qualify for a EB-5?
Well, in that scenario, you would have to meet most likely a higher investment threshold, 1.8 million.
Mhm.
But there are situations where it may qualify if you can establish certain parameters. You can, do a lower investment. You still
Mhm.
have to create 10 U.S. jobs. So an
Okay.
investment property on its own, just
We have one more caller. Let's take it up. Welcome to the Real Estate Show. Myself, Nagarajan Nair. Name, please.
Hey, I'm Shraddha.
Yeah, hi, Shraddha. Welcome to the show. What's your question, please?
Yeah, my question is I was just like hearing your show. I'm not following it religiously, but about the EB-5, that discussion that was going on about the investment of 800K.
Yeah.
So, are there any prerequisites? And if somebody is ready for a investment, like I mean, if we're looking for something like that, so is it a viable option? And how do we evaluate ourselves?
So I think Shraddha, you can set up a call with an Nusrat and or Ashima. Like you're a lucky one of the lucky winner where we can go and get a free email review from Nusrat or Ashima, so they can help you to review a case and let you know that you can qualify for an EB-5 or not. The what we just a gist about what we discussed is like if somebody has an 800K and we can show as an active investor, they can qualify for an EB-5 visa. And there are two things, right? Ashima, correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm trying to get the gist so that it will be easy. So one is like they can be actively managing or non-actively managing. I think we are looking for somebody who manages actively, right? Ashima, it's for you. Yeah.
So the $800,000 investment
Mhm.
is the passive investment into a regional center.
Mhm.
And I think Nusrat can, probably give you some idea of the prerequisites. right
Sorry.
now?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of regional centers. You certainly should shop around and you know, although an attorney cannot recommend a regional center, there certainly introductions can be made to for you to explore if this is the kind of investment you want to make. You can check out the investment. You can even visit the site. If there's a hotel being built or housing development, and then you decide, do your due diligence, decided this is the kind of investment you want to make, and then really your work is up front, and then it's done. Then you just you get your tax forms, your Schedule Ks showing how your investment returns. You get reports from the regional center or the project showing how your investment is doing. They have a lot of materials. Regional centers have materials for their various projects showing you the various aspects of their project. How many jobs will be created per investor. You want a bit of a job cushion, more than 10 jobs per investor. So, you have some security there in terms of the EB-5 program, making sure you meet the requirements. They want to show how stable the investment is. We don't offer investment advice, financial advice, but certainly we can make the introductions, you do your due diligence, you make your investment, and then we handle the petition for our
So
clients.
you handle the more of the petition, and as a candidate like Shraddha should be basically identify the who is the best investors for them. So because there comes with an always that what are the investments, they should be careful, right? On the so that is why they need to find out the right investors.
Yeah. And, with our clients, we start having the conversations as you begin the journey in the EB-5 investment process. You decide which project you want to invest in, and we are there along the way. We advise you on the immigration aspect of things. How does this look in terms of the job creation element? Have we worked with this regional center before? Those kinds of things we can advise you on, certainly.
Got
And always come to them.
So
Okay.
Nusrat, does the individual have to have a certain net worth? Like are there any individuals requirements?
Yeah. So in order to make
I
this,
think Shraddha is still online. Like, do you have any questions, Shraddha, like follow-up questions, or you would like to set up a call?
Yeah, I would like to set up a call, or what are my options for me
So
to
you can, we'll
look
give
at
you
it?
the,
Like, if I'm
yeah, please listen to the show until end of the show. We'll give you the number where you can reach out to Ashima, or you can go to Ashima dugallaw.com and you can get reach out to Ashima from there also.
yeah, fine. Just like spelling that out so that I make a note of it.
UGGALLAW.com. And one more good thing is all the show is recorded on you uploaded on YouTube. You can go and watch it one more time. Go for Nagaraj Anaya and watch out this show. And if you have any questions, you can still reach out to them.
Yeah, that sounds good actually. All
Great.
right, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Shraddha. Yeah. So,
Okay.
listeners, myself, Bay Area Realtor Nagaraj Anaya, and I'm talking to Nusrat and Ashima. We're talking all about EB-5 and the EB-1A. They are the experts, attorney on the immigration. And if you have any questions, you are one of them got lost to find your green card, and you are one of the candidate who's still scratching my head from after 20 years. Also, I didn't get a green card, right? You can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. Yeah, Ashima, go ahead with your question, please.
Yeah, so Nusrat was just discussing if the individual investor, how do they qualify? What are their requirements?
Yeah. So, in order to make the regional center investment, you will have to demonstrate that you're an accredited investor. The requirements for being an accredited investor come not from U.S. immigration, but from SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. So it's not an immigration requirement per se, but it is a requirement to make the investment to meet the regulatory requirements. So that means that you have to have at least $1 million in assets, not counting your primary home, or in the last 2 years as an individual, you've made at least $200,000 gross income annually. As a married couple, at least $300,000 in the last 2 years annually.
So, listeners, if you have any questions, we still have 5 minutes left, and I'm talking to Nusrat and Ashima on the immigration, and myself, Bay Area Realtor. So, I'm talking. If you have any questions on the real estate, or if you have any questions on the immigration, this is the only show I can tell you where we talk all about the real estate and the immigration. You can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 408-912-5038. So Nusrat, my follow-up question is like 800K is a huge investment, right? As an individuals or as when they're investing, what are the things they should be careful?
Well, the EB-5 program, the idea is that you're making an investment into the U.S. You're creating U.S. jobs. You're maybe helping U.S. infrastructure. You're maybe helping in a high unemployment area or a rural area. And when you do those kinds of investments, you get priority processing, or the most attractive option for India-born clients and applicants is that you're current on the visa bulletin, meaning you don't have this long backlog to face. You can file the petition and you can file your green card application.
Okay.
Now, but that comes with the cost of you
Right.
have to put your money at risk for at least 2 years.
True.
So for your money to be at risk, it means you could lose it, but it's not made. That's something that we really encourage you to do your due diligence and really look to the project that you're choosing to invest in.
So it's all comes down to the right project, what they're selecting in, correct? Like, and that is very important. That is where the regional centers helps them out, looks like. When they go to the regional centers, there's one place where like basically they can get all the information of the projects, and still that what are the projects they select, that can be basically help. And how long they need to keep this 800K investment? It's like how many years?
Yeah. So this is another great aspect of the new amendment that was passed and signed into law in 2022, which is that it used to be that you didn't know how long it was going to take. It could be many, many years. But now the investment is 2 years.
Oh, just 2 years?
Mhm.
Wow, you can get a green card within 2 years, listeners. If you missed this, do talk to Nusrat and Ashima after this show. Go ahead,
So
Nusrat.
you can actually get a green card in 12 months. You get your money back in 2 years plus return.
Wow, that's you get it back with the interest, no, right? You're not going to get
With
back with the interest.
with there is a there is ROI. It's probably not significant, but that's where you do your due diligence, as Nusrat was saying. You look at who is the management of the investment of the regional center. You look at their history of success. You look at the kind of project it is. Is this a good project in this current market? For
Correct.
example, senior care, may or may not be. It depends. There's so many factors. We're not recommending one particular project over another, but we have so much experience over many years of different regional centers, who qualifies. So we can best help you through the process and connect you and refer you to financial investors who have experience with EB-5 regional centers.
Yeah, I think that's very important, especially right, like because it's a huge investment with the team with whom you're working. It's very important. That is where the Ashima Law Group, Dugal Law Groups helps you out. Listeners, if you have any questions on the follow-up on the EB-5, you can always reach out to Ashima, or like where Ashima, can you share out your number? How can somebody wants to reach out? What's the best way to reach out?
650-569-0333.
Yeah, and two lucky listeners today who called in, like they qualify for the free assessment, and you can reach out to Ashima over the email. And thank you so much, listeners. And we are live on every Friday 6:30 p.m. and Sundays 12:30 p.m. And if you have any questions on the real estate, right, you can always reach out to me. Go to nagrajhomes.com and click on a WhatsApp icon. And one more thing, all this show, whatever you're listening, is all uploaded on my YouTube channel, Nagraj Anaya. Do subscribe and like so that you can get a valuable information. Thank you so much, Nusrat, and thank you so much, Ashima, for today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We really enjoyed it, and we hope to help as many people as possible.
Yeah, and listeners, don't be basically scared about your green cards. Always reach out. There are a lot of other options. Even the real estate is like that. Because if somebody is following the straight line, doesn't mean the same thing. You can follow up different ways. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you.